The Big 12's brutal November stretch continues when Oklahoma visits Waco. Since that inexplicable loss to Texas last month, Oklahoma has shredded its opponents. Baker Mayfield is playing at a very high level, and Oklahoma's defense has perhaps been the best in the Big 12. But over the last few years, Oklahoma has had a serious Baylor problem. The Bears have put up points on almost everyone, but especially Oklahoma. After losing quarterback Seth Russell for the season, Baylor still seems in good hands with freshman quarterback Jarrett Stidham. He played very well last week at Kansas State. But if the Bears' domination of the Sooners is to continue, he'll have to be very good again on Saturday. That win over LSU was huge for Alabama, vaulting the Crimson Tide to number 2 in the college football playoff top 25. And Bama now has the resume and the eye test to justify the ranking. But Bama still has no margin for error. And even with Nick Saban's version of the process, avoiding letdowns is a difficult deal. Meanwhile, Mississippi State isn't as good as it was a year ago. But at 7-2, the Bulldogs have won 4 in a row. And Dak Prescott has been playing even better than he did a year ago when the quarterback was a Heisman Trophy candidate. Add all of those cowbells into the mix. It'll be enough to make your ears bleed. And nothing about Alabama's trip to Starkville seems easy. Stanford appears to be sailing towards what might be a playoff eliminator with Notre Dame at the end of the regular season. Win and you're in. It's not that easy, of course. And the Cardinal can't afford to overlook Oregon this week. The Ducks fell off the national radar after those 3 early season losses. But with quarterback Vernon Adams finally healthy again, they're not playing like the national power they used to be, but they're much better than they were earlier in the season. The Ducks aren't anywhere close to the playoff picture. Stanford just might control its own destiny, but the Ducks might be capable of spoiling Stanford's season. The American Athletic Conference showdown between Memphis and Houston took a hit last week when Navy crashed the party, beating Memphis. But it's still a big game in the Group of 5 race for that automatic berth in a New Year's 6 bowl game. Expect plenty of touchdowns. These are 2 high-scoring offenses. And expect plenty of athletic directors to be watching very closely, because Memphis's Justin Fuente and Houston's Tom Herman are considered to be hot candidates for many of those job openings. Despite the loss to Alabama, LSU fell only to number 9 in the playoff top 25. The Tigers would need some serious help, but they could conceivably get back into the playoff picture. They have a tough road ahead though, starting with Arkansas, which is coming off a win at Ole Miss. Look past the wacky 4th and 25 play in overtime, and you'll find a bunch of Razorbacks who are starting to put it together. The run game, as we expect, an effective passing game, just enough defense, and growing confidence. LSU struggled in all of those areas against Alabama, which brings us to another factor to watch: whether the Tigers can rebound emotionally.